Hello, welcome to Bookstahuda. I am Sandy. Today I am doing the How I Read tag because the lovely Erin Dillman tagged me. I will link her channel below. You may notice if you are on my channel regularly, this is not my usual setup. This is my second bookshelf, which hides behind the wall, or the door, with all of the red bags. So, I thought, oh, and then also new all my glasses. Yeah, I officially have bad eyesight. I mean, not bad, but it was getting to the point where I would spend so much time on my computer grading and my eyes were like killing me by the end of it. So I finally went to the doctor and got these cute frames. I like them. Without further ado, the tag. How do you find out about new books? The answer for that now is Booktube. The answer for that in the past is, before I started watching Booktube, was either my brother or my parents, because my dad has a PhD in English and is constantly trying to get me to read things. Yeah, so basically friends, family, walking around bookstores randomly. Yeah. Next, how did you get into reading? Well, like I just said, my dad has a PhD in English, so books have kind of just been part of my whole life. Yeah, I have been reading since I was very small and plan to be reading until I am very old and dead. How has your taste in books changed as you aged? Very significantly, honestly. I used to read only things that had magic in them. Thanks a lot, Harry Potter. That was only half sarcastic. Yeah, I went from fantastic to like complete fantasy, and you know, then I read Lord of the Rings, and I still read a lot of fantasy. It's probably still my favorite genre, but my master's degree and my friends from that time have helped expand my horizons, especially my friend with whom I shared a cubicle in grad school, and my friend Cherish of the Motley News. I'll link her below as well. She and I have done some rather funny, boozy videos together, if you want to check those out. In fact, discussing those books, and some of them are indeed over here. Like, grad school opened me up to so many new authors and types of books that I never would pick up on my own. A lot of classics, a lot of authors I never would have heard of before. You know, because they really aren't part of the literary canon at large. They're not a DWG, a dead white guy, as we call them. Now I will read almost anything. I still don't really enjoy, like, I'm not a military type of reader unless it has to do with, like, Scottish clans in the Highlands. Outlander. Oh, and then the other thing that I wanted to say on that question before I'm done is the major thing that has changed about the way that I read in the past only a couple of years, honestly, because in grad school I had to start doing this or I wasn't going to survive, but annotating my books. I used to want to keep my books as completely pristine as possible. However, I watched the video that Ariel Bissett made a while back about annotation, and it's a really great video. I've taught it in my classes. I've shown it and been like, take annotating to a new level, mark up your books, you know, as long as they're yours. And I'm really glad that I started doing that because I enjoy reading so much more now. Like, the conversations that I had with the author of Poldark, Winston Graham, in the Marginalia, and the conversation that I'm now having with Diana Gabaldon in the margins of Voyager. Like, look at this book. Look at how many tabs! And like, let's see, we can probably see some writing if I flip. But, I mean, I used to not touch my books, and now, I mean, almost, I would like open them to read them. But for example, Dragonlance books in particular, I would read them like this, like that wide. I would sit there and read them. It's agonizing. Now I will open them. I actually broke the binding of the latest Dragonlance book I read because I just couldn't stand it anymore. I was like, I have to be able to see. So this is why I'm becoming a huge fan of the big floppy paperbacks, because you don't really have to break the binding to be able to see. Yeah, in particular, my most marked up book probably now is my copy of Vicious, which has been with my fiance to India and back, and it's been signed because I got to meet V.E. Schwab, you know, at a signing. And I've taught this book and read it, so I've read it twice, I've taught it once, and I've just been marking it up all over the place, and I really, really love it. And if I lost this, I would be devastated. Enough about annotation. Next question. How often do you buy a book? Hello, my name is Sandy. I run a Booktube channel, and I have a book buying problem. Yeah, that's the reason for this whole second shelf. I mean, we have 2 shelves. I actually have a 3rd one over there. We've got books in the hallway. We have books at the bottom of the stairs. I mean, sure, literature is part of my job, but also, I mean, when my brother was here over the weekend, we went out and I bought 5 books at once. Like, it's out of control, but I can't stop because all I want to do is buy more books. I buy too many books, but I will never stop buying books. I've tried doing book buying bans, but it just backfires, so Instead, I've decided to be really diligent about getting rid of books that I don't care about in order to finish. So that's the answer to that. 5. How did I get into booktubing? I got into booktubing in a very non-traditional way, I guess? Or maybe that is the traditional way, I don't know. But I first started watching YouTube videos the summer I got back from London. So I found a link to Essie Button, now Estee Lalonde's beauty channel, on Lovely-ish, a site that I don't read anymore. But she had a video where she talked about her 5 favorite lipsticks or something, and I just watched all of her videos after that, and then I got into the beauty community and I started my other channel, Sandra, Etcetera now, which used to be Sensitive Skin, hooray! But I haven't posted anything on there in a long time because I'm really passionate about books right now. Something may come in the future. Who knows? I'm kind of treating it as like a backup channel right now. Anything non-bookish I put over there, basically. Then Sana from Books and Quills did a video with Estee Lalonde, and I was like, people talk about books on YouTube? I love looking at beauty videos, but books! So I went and watched a ton of Sana's videos. I watched a ton of the videos that she did with her friends, and now I follow like that entire London friend group. Yeah, I finally got up the nerve to start a booktube channel last March, I guess, because I feel like I had reached a point in my graduate degree where I felt like I knew enough to talk about books in an intelligent way, rather than me just going fangirling all the time, which admittedly, that is half of what I do on this channel. But I just wanted to talk about the books that I wanted to read that were not homework, because grad school is kind of constricting in that way. I mean, it really helped me grow as a reader and a thinker, but it also, they do stick to the syllabi and you have to read what is there because you have absolutely no time to read what you want. So, that's how I started Booktube. And I'm so happy that I did because this is one of my favorite parts of my life. Thank you for being part of it, everybody. How do you react when you don't like the end of a book? It depends on the book. It depends on how much I care about the characters. Generally, if I don't care about the characters enough to, if I don't care about them very much, I'm not gonna finish the book. I never used to DNF a book, but now I will do it all the time because I've embraced the fact that life is short, but literature is long. There are so many books, and no matter how much I read, before I die, there's gonna be so many books I don't get to read, so why waste my time on a book that I'm not enjoying? Lots of talk of death in this video. What was the question? Oh, right, what do I do when I don't like the end of a book? I will definitely talk to someone about it. I will, sometimes, like at the end of, it's not, the stuff that I hate usually happens in the middle of books, not necessarily the end. I don't know. I get really caught up in my book worlds. I get really absorbed, and I kind of become a part of the book. So it's probably not the best way to handle it, but I get through it. Usually I watch some 30 Rock, and that gets me through. How often do you take a peek at the end of the book? I try to avoid spoilers for everything like the plague. I hate spoilers for any medium because I love my first reactions to things to be extremely authentic, and, you know, I like not knowing anything about what's coming. Unfortunately, well, it's been long enough now that I kind of forget what I saw, but I was doing that with this book, which is what Erin Dillman said she does as well. She constantly needs to know how many pages she has left. I'm exactly the same way. Like, it's not even that I want to get to the end of it, it's just that I must know. And this book has 870 pages in it, and usually at the end of books there's like an excerpt from the next book or something. And in this book, no. The final page is the final page of the book. And so I accidentally read the last line. I'm not going to say it, but it gave away, like, I thought that it ruined something, but now I have no idea. This book has so many twists and turns in it, I have no idea what to expect. So that's the end of the tag. The last question is, whom do you tag? But I don't, you know, the only person that I really feel comfortable tagging would be Erin, and she tagged me. So if you would love to do this tag, I would love for you to do it, and link it below. I will watch it for sure. If you are in a mood for a good laugh, watch my previous video where my brother Ike and I did the Would You Rather book tag. It was so much fun. When I was editing it, I was just like cracking up. That's the end of the tag. Thank you for watching. Books to Huda. Read Outlander. Watch it. Something. Holy crap, this book. Holy crap. This is my favorite book in the series thus far. Read it.